What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an '06 Subaru Legacy wagon, and this thing has been sitting outside for the past 6 years, and we got it for a good price. So we're going to do brakes on it today, doing front and rear. Probably do a video for the front, then a video for the rear. I'm just going to start off on the rear on this one, just because I've already done the rear on this side. Now we need to go to that side. But like I said, '06 Legacy wagon, pretty much an Outback is what it is, if I can keep from falling. But see the spitter webs and all that good junk on here. See how rusted they are. And actually they move fairly easy. I'm surprised with that. But pretty much all you need to take the back brakes off is a 14mm, probably a hammer if you need to take these off. Mine come off fairly easy. I just use a rubber mallet. And then you need something to press the piston back, and then you'll need your pads, rotors, and brake lube. But I do have to go inside and press the brake in, because when I did passenger side, driver side, did notice that they probably filled it up before they changed the brakes and stuff like this, just because whenever I pushed in pistons on both those sides, it started pushing fluid out. And the fluid is kind of like a level indicator too. I don't know if anybody knows this, but when the fluid comes down to the low mark, it means that your brake pads are starting to get where they need to be changed. So you can use your brake fluid reservoir as kind of an indicator if you do not have indicators on your brakes themselves. Some of them they have the squealer, some of them don't. So just a little tip of the day. So let me go in and do that, set y'all up, and then we'll start pulling all this off. So about ready now, and like I said, 14mm. I'm gonna use a wrench just because it gets in here a little bit better, and especially on this bottom one, you can see how close it is to the arm, and you can just use your wrench. And these should, I say they shouldn't be all that tight, because those are only supposed to torque to 20 foot-pounds, and then the caliper bracket is actually only supposed to torque to 40 foot-pounds, which I find pretty low for a caliper bracket. Let's see if we can do this. I think it moved. I didn't bring my camera with me today, so I wasn't expecting to film anything, because it is a Friday and I already have a few videos. Let me see if I can set y'all up, because this might work better. I think I got y'all set up in a pretty good spot. Like I said, we're just going to take these off, and they shouldn't have been that tight, but you know how it is. I think somebody coming up. I'll show y'all in just a second. Alright, I'm back. Now what we're going to do is just pull the caliper off. Just going to flip it up to the top, and you can see just how thin those are. Look at that, there's nothing left on there. Now on this car, the passenger rear has the squealer on it, or the indicator, whichever you want to call it. And even in the kit we got it from Advance, not a sponsor, but that's where we got it from. And you can see right here it says right hand inner, so that lets you know that that goes on the right hand side, which is passenger, and it goes on the inside of the pad, like this is your inside. So a 14mm also takes off the bracket. Now the thing with this is, let me see if I can kind of show y'all and get y'all up a little closer. Right here is where your bolt is, and then you have to go through this little area right here. There's a little opening, and it's the same thing on the top up here. So on the bottom, I'm going to use a wrench just because it is really tight to get a ratchet in there, and this right here will get to it a lot easier. There's our bracket right there. I'm going to clean all this off. These come off pretty easy, but look how rough they are. I mean, they are rusted pretty bad. I'm going to use some Scotch-Brite, and I'm going to clean off the face of this. These really aren't that bad. Doesn't look bad at all, actually. Scuff up the shoes a little bit. Stick that on, or just clean them off. Make sure you get the inside of these too. The reason that we're spraying them off is because they have like a packing grease on them to keep them from rusting while they're shipping. Always check your sliders, make sure that they're good. That one's a little stiffer. I may clean it out and work on it a little bit and see how it feels. But pop them out, let's bend these down, and then you just pull up and they pop right out. I'm going to clean these out also, and then I'm going to put a little bit of brake grease on the inside of these before I put my new hardware on. Got a little bit of brake grease on the inside. These just snap in real easy. You don't have to push on them too hard or anything. I can get them out of the bag. So torque on the bracket itself, that is going to be 40 foot-pounds because it is a solid rotor. If it was a vented rotor, it would actually be a little bit more. I think it was 48 foot-pounds on the vented rotors, but I do know it's 39.8, which just round up to 40 for the solid rotors. So to get on the bottom one, I did have to use a swivel and an extension. The top one I was able to get just a regular 3-inch extension with my torque wrench. Here's my outer pad. Put a little bit of brake grease ears just so they go flat and slide in. This is all I'm doing, is just putting a little bit on the contact point on both sides, just so it slides a little easier and it doesn't squeal. Inside has the indicator on it. Caliper up here, and let's use my brake compressor and push it in real easy, don't go too fast. Just until it stops. contact areas. Put it on the little front gears, and we'll put a little bit on the piston itself, the boot. And I like putting it on the boot because it kind of keeps the boots lubricated a little bit and keep them from dry rotting as fast. Like I said, you don't have to put a lot of this stuff on here. These go to 20. Alright, so got everything torqued down. 20 on these, 40 on the other. If you get vented rotors, it's going to be 48 on the caliper bracket. Don't know what the difference is, but I know the rotor's a little thicker, but I don't see where the bracket would make any difference on the torque or any of that, but that's just me. But that's just what they say. So clean it off a little bit. And there we go. That is putting rear brakes on a Subaru Legacy wagon 06. I'll look to see what all this pertains to, like what years, and I'll put that in the description. Got any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comment section. Get to them as soon as possible. As always, hit me up on Instagram if you got any questions about any kind of car. If you need help with something, just let me know. But pretty basic, 14 millimeter. You can do this: brake cleaner, thread locker, brake grease in your parts, and something to compress the piston with. Pretty straightforward. Next video will be the front brakes. I'll show you all how to do that. But like I said, hit me up if you got anything. Thank you for all my members, subscribers, and followers, and all that good stuff. Does help out the channel. And y'all remember, torque is tight. Y'all have a great day.